Hello everyone.
Have you ever questioned the nature of your reality?
Westworld is a fascinating science fiction series directed by Jonathan Nolan, presented by HBO. The story revolves around a theme park set in the Wild West.
Oh God, it's incredible.
Most of the characters are hosts, which are robots, or may I say human bots of the theme park,
You're not real.
which are any people, mainly the big shots, spends a hell lot of money to come here in the park to play along with the hosts, have fun with the hookers, go for treasure hunts, bounty hunts. Guests are allowed to do whatever they want with the hosts, literally whatever. Everything in Westworld, be it the costumes, the set, cinematography, the background score is impeccable. One can literally feel its magnificence throughout the series, after all it's a product from the brother of Christopher Nolan. That being said, anyone who is yet to watch the series, I recommend closing this video now as there are many spoilers ahead. Westworld has spent a lot of time exploring and trying to explain the idea of consciousness, what it is, does it really matter, can it be created, what it means for the humans, and how consciousness differs for the robots. Anthony Hopkins plays the role of a scientific genius Robert Ford, who along with his partner Arnold, creates this amazing park. Both Ford and Arnold had different views about the park. Ford was all about control, or playing the god of the place they created. Arnold on the other hand wanted the hosts to attain consciousness and act on their will. However, he got himself killed in the attempt of bringing consciousness to the hosts even before the park was open to the public. But Ford proceeds to open the park without his partner and continues to tell his stories, but notices the impact of Arnold's work in hosts when they start to go off script. Let's now look at some of the intriguing questions that arise from the season 1 of the series. Dolores. Dolores is the female lead cast, initially a protagonist, turned to antagonist in the end. In the first episode itself, we can see her acting on free will as spontaneous response into her so that she can act on her free will and not have to tolerate the bad things she might have to suffer in the maze to attain consciousness. What happens to Maeve? Maeve is another major character in the series, initially been shown as an antagonist, finally turning into a protagonist. Having encountered with Dolores, she starts questioning her reality, starts to listen to the voices in her head, later finding what she really is. It is seen that she plans to leave the park to the outer world, as per her free will, but actually it is a narrative written secretly for her by Ford. She plans accordingly and recruits some of her friends for help and gets on the train to get out of the park. But upon seeing a mother with her child sitting opposite to her, reveries inside start to react and finally she goes off script and comes back to the park, even without her realizing, in search of her daughter, who is actually just a character in one of her previous narrative. Bicameral mind. Simply put, it is the theory that human mind operates as two different parts, one speaking and the other listening or obeying. Ford explains to Bernard that Arnold tried to create consciousness, loosely based on the bicameral mind theory. Throughout the series, we can see Dolores hearing voices, mainly of Arnold, only later to be understood that it is of her own. Even though Ford says the plan was abandoned, in the end this is what causes the hosts to attain consciousness. Reveries are the behavioral responses linked to a specific memory. It was supposed to be some minor improvisations to make the host seem lifelike, but throughout the series we can see a lot of malfunctions. Everyone thought it was Ford's idea. But it was Arnold's idea to create a link between the different layers of the pyramid. What really is the maze? In Arnold's perspective, it is the layout for consciousness. Initially he thought of it as a pyramid containing 3 layers. Memory, improvisation, self-interest. But later discovering it like that of a maze, inspired from one of the toys of his kid, in which one navigates with the choices the character makes, some taking towards the center, and some choices taking further away from the center of the maze. Typically the maze is designed or intended for the hosts to attain consciousness, could be understood when William is being informed several times that the maze is not intended for him, since he is a guest in the park. We can see in the Arnold's version of pyramid had only 3 layers, but Ford added an unknown 4th layer, later explaining it to be suffering, which proves to be completing the pyramid as hosts start to attain consciousness after years and years of suffering and pain. The Man in the Hat, William. Westworld's story is told in different timelines. This is evident if we concentrate on the William character. He visits the park along with his partner, likes the park, develops a soft corner with the Dolores character, tries to save her from the park, later realizing how obsessed he got with the storyline of the park, decides to invest in and save the park. It is also shown that he becomes an executive member for the Delos company and procures majority of its shares. Years later after his wife's death, older William comes again to the park with the idea of finding the deeper level of the game within the park. He always wanted to take on Arnold's aim. He wanted hosts to fight back. At last when the Indians starts attacking, we can see him smiling even after getting shot in the arm. Ford's plan. Unlike Arnold, Ford never really wanted hosts to attain complete consciousness. But Ford did believe that hosts are the next stage of evolution. Ford built backdoor to every host to keep them under his control, using voice commands and even gestures. Ford also made sure that the park is completely secure and cannot be breached from the inside or outside. After his partner Arnold's untimely demise, years later he creates a host Bernard and Arnold's figure to assist him in his creations and some of the dirty activities, like eliminating anyone who poses a threat to his intentions or the park. Ford was under the impression that hosts are not ready to attain their consciousness based on Arnold's plan, and he wanted the hosts to suffer a lot of pain in order to attain the human emotion. He achieves his plan after years and years of narrating different stories and running the park. Through his final narration, he gives complete freedom to the conscious hosts and suffers the same fate as his partner by the hands of Dolores. Thanks for watching this video. Let us know your thoughts in the comments section. Please do like this video and subscribe to this channel. We'll see you soon with another interesting video. Thank you.